Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shopcast. I'm your host, Varkha, co founder of Shopdibz, where new Indian brands and customers connect. Today, we have Mr. Devansh and Mr. Shubham, founders of Duskin brand. So, Mr. Devansh and Shubham, we would like to hear about yourself and about your brand Duskin.
Yeah, so I'm Devansh, and I come from a fashion background. I graduated from NIFT in 2022, and since then we have been thinking about doing something, creating a business out of fashion, and that is where my brother comes in, and we planned it out together. So he can also give a better description.
Right. So hi everyone. I'm Shubham, and I've done my master's in MBA. Basically, I've done my MBA from IIM Shillong, and I've always had a knack to do something of my own, start a venture of our own, be into this entrepreneurship space. So I did it in my engineering college as well. So this was a venture that I did in the past, and during COVID, actually, me and Devansh got some time to spend with each other. I mean, we were all locked in our home, so there we started to bounce off ideas that what can we do. So I think Devansh has a good technical expertise in this fashion technology. So his degree being fashion technology only, bachelor's in fashion technology. So we actually ended up discussing a lot of ideas what can be done in this sector, what isn't happening in this sector as of now, what all West is doing, Western countries are doing. In those terms, yeah, we discussed a lot, and then came up with a. So first, it was a very basic idea, and then we transformed into a brand, which is now Duskin. So that's about Duskin. Also, me and Devansh are brothers, like I've mentioned. So it's a added advantage for us to be brothers and doing something of our own. So, yeah.
Perfect. So this must be a good team. This must be a good team from for the Duskin brand because both the co-founders know each other from a very long time. So Devansh, as a fashion graduate from NIFT, how do you approach the design process for Duskin for your clothing lines?
So, like coming from NIFT, I was exposed to fashion and styling and all about it in our everyday lives. It was like around me. So that helped me a lot. And while being exposed to it, I started noticing that it is a balance of form and function. So that is what makes it stand out and makes it still feel cohesive and comfortable. So I wanted to make clothes that look good but also feel practical. So the idea was to give clothing that feels like an extension of their personality while being versatile and while helping them transition from activity to activity in their everyday lives. So,
Okay. So Shubham, with your business acumen and experience from IIM Shillong, how do you ensure Duskin's business model remain competitive and sustainable in today's market?
Right. So with Dustin, what we have tried to do is get the fundamentals right, essentially. So from the very beginning, we believe that our foundation needs to be solid. It needs to be strong, even if it takes more time than our competitors in the market. But because we are building something of a technology that hasn't been there in this sector. So it meant that it would be a very difficult path to be on. Uh, so building a solid foundation, and of course with that we also wanted our business model to be sustainable. Uh, since fashion and apparel sector is booming, uh, there is a lot of competition also in this sector. Let me tell you, I mean, the barriers to entry is very low. So anyone can enter this industry. A lot of brands are coming up. So we wanted to focus on a model that isn't just viable in the good times, but also when the market slows down, we would be able to, sustain ourselves. In terms of a business model, we identified a unique proposition for our customers. So we identified made to measure approach. So that hasn't been done in this space, in the casual wear or leisure wear segment. And I think it sets us apart in the market. And uh, so, again, being the first movers in this space, it's a lot of it takes a lot of operations efficiency, a lot of innovation in this space. But then again, what we wanted to was we don't just didn't want to be another business in this sector. We wanted to be a startup coming out with new, fresh offerings for our customers, challenging the existing norms, and of course, pushing the innovation in this D2C space. So, I think what we are truly doing is we are inventing our business model, but also we are bringing innovation in this sector also. I think, yeah.
Sounds great. So, Duskin blends different style like functional clothing, high street fashion, and techwear. What challenges did you face when trying to mix these styles and still keep everything balanced?
So yeah, that's the essence of our design process, I'll say. So we don't go about like the design process keeping in mind to cater a specific category. We have been trying to fuse athleisure and high street to create a broader and versatile catalog. So the challenge to merge them is that it should be in a way that it feels cohesive and doesn't overpower the simplicity that we want in it. So we had to carefully consider to emphasize like the durability and utility of functional wear, the aesthetics of the high street, and like the edginess of tech wear. So that is where our designs come out from, and that is the part which was like difficult to merge. So balancing that took a lot of time, fine tuning, and like testing and time and out, trying them out. So eventually, we started landing up with pieces that felt practical and stylish yet wearable. So that was the essence, and we wanted to create pieces that eventually end up as wardrobe favorites for the people that we catered to. So that was the whole thing.
Right. So,
Okay.
so just to add on it, I think the philosophy always has been that we want to be the favorites in someone's wardrobe. So we want to be the go-to piece. Uh, and from a operational and business standpoint, I think the challenge has been to build the supply chain, because again, this technology of made to measure in a casual wear segment. So many in our industry also isn't familiar with. So let alone, to support us. So the first hurdle was to create awareness among the supply chain partners and the stakeholders. We had to educate them what MTM is, why it's the integral part of our brand, and why this technology is here to stay in the future, right? And so yeah, so this was one challenge that we faced. Again, the next was to convince them basically to adopt to our new approach to creating a whole new apparel, given the industry already has been optimized in a certain way, so people are quite used to have their own way of working. So transforming this mindset, getting everyone on board, took a lot of time and effort from for us. But again, it was also necessary to achieve this level of quality and uniqueness uh, with our stakeholders as well, because what we wanted to offer our customers was fresh designs, good quality, and then added made to measure option. So give us your size, and we'll create the apparel without compromising on either quality or design. So these has been the hurdles, but I think we are moving past those hurdles now, and serving our customers well.
Perfect. So, Shopdibs support new Indian D2C brand by expanding their reach and connect with customers. How do you see Duskin benefiting from this partnership, and what kind of the value do you think it adds to your brand strength?
So yeah, we started out listing ourselves on our own platform, our own website, and like, that is how I think the business started. But having the help of multi-platform, multi-brand aggregator platforms, so it eases our visibility and the kind of audience that we want to connect with. So I think that is the collaboration that helps us most.
Right. So I think partners in initial stages are very important for anyone. Not just from a business standpoint, but also from a moral support perspective. So I think partnering uh, with your organization helps us in the market to not just in terms of business, but also as a morale booster that we are able to get to our customers quickly. Uh, Someone already in this sector would help us to understand our customers, cater to them. So again, partnering has been important for us, and your organization, I think, remains quite important for us. Uh, how we interact or how we cater to our customers. So I think we believe partnering with you has been the right choice for us, and we would like to take this partnership forward as we move along. Yeah.
Definitely. So, your brand is built on a concept of dusk. How do you incorporate this philosophy into your designs and the stories behind your collection?
So yeah, uh, the concept of dusk, I'll say it came to us like a very regular evening while we were sitting and discussing some ideas, and it was the dusk period. So I noticed that in the sky there was a transition of colors, and while we were talking, time passed us, and we could see the transition from day to night, and that is the concept that stuck with me and us, I think. And we tried to bring this idea into our designs by focusing on pieces that feel adaptable and ready for anything, so that whether you're stepping out for work, trying to meet friends, or unwinding after a long time having a discussion sitting outside, so we wanted to make such pieces. And the thus, as a keyword, the dusky skin has been very core and attached to the Indian culture. So we wanted to make pieces that complement them and every Indian's body type. So each collection has its own narrative that plays into the theme of change and versatility, and that is how I think we are linked with dusk.
Sounds
Yeah,
perfect.
right. So again, just to add on to it, our brand is very Indian focused. We don't we bring out new fresh designs in Indian market specifically for Indian body type. Uh, we found this gap in Indian market that we have been clinging on to the Western brand for a long period of time. And typically, what happens is the designs that get faded in the West, they come to the to countries such as ours, and we are made to adopt those designs. So we end up actually 2 3 design cycles behind them. So what typically a pop star in US would wear, we would get to wear in next summer, let's say. So it's typically a uh, two design cycles lag. So that's what we have identified. We do all our own research, and that's key. I mean, so most of the products we have gone through a transition of uh, wanting to look like the Western counterparts, such as the Western countries, now embracing the whole our unique identity. So I think our apparel actually helps every individual to be unique and embrace the Indianness within. So our designs are fully Indian centric.
Nice. So, yes, in today's world, it is very important to be Indian centered, especially when you're targeting the Indian market. So, what trends or shift in the fashion industry inspired Duskin, and how do you keep up with the evolving customers' expectations, especially with the rise of athlete wear?
Yeah, so the rise of high street and athleisure has been huge. and it has definitely influenced Duskin and our process. Uh, People have been wanting clothes that look good but also feel comfortable and functional. So we noticed that shift that everybody is not just buying for style, but they're looking for pieces that helps them stand out, helps them transition from work to casual outings. So that is the kind of research that helped us, and we eventually landed upon making what Duskin does.
Yeah, I
Also,
think Duskin was Dustin is also inspired by the shift in our daily life, right? So how people socialize, present themselves in today's world, it's very different from let's say 10 or 15 years back. So rise in social media actually has helped a lot of brands. So not too long ago, tailoring was reserved mostly for formal wear or special occasion dresses because that's when people were really seen. But now with the rise of social media, we are interacting with our friends, family, even with people who we haven't really met or know. But we are interacting with them through photos or videos through social media. So I think in today's world, it's important to to look good always, as opposed to let's say 10, 15 years back when we were just stepping out of the home and we wanted to look good. uh, there might be camera somewhere and someone will just come pop up and want to take a picture with you, either your friend or family. So I think the constant presence of social media in our life has created this gap to look always good. So why, I think our hypothesis, why settle for standard sizes when you can have a customized fit, without compromising quality or the design aspect. So, and again, athleisure is a growing trend because it combines comfort and style. So I think the newer generation also goes for the comfort part as much as the styling part. And I think, yeah, that's where we fit in. We are addressing evolving customer expectations by offering custom stylish clothing, etc. So, yeah, so just helping our customers to adopt the modern lifestyle. That is our goal.
Sounds perfect. So, how do you see Duskin's place in the fashion industry? Do you see it as a disruptor, or you are having you are craving out a niche that hasn't been fully explored yet?
so yeah,
But
we've been trying to create a niche only. So focusing on solving all the problems that people face in their everyday life and the kind of trends and the changes that Shimam talked about. So that influences us to create something unique and something not so common.
yeah, so again, uh, rightly said what Devansh said, that we are actually creating a niche for ourselves. So uh, although the space has been very much explored, I mean, there are a lot of brands that has established themselves. But for us, I think we are on a different path from them because as much as the branding part and all the front end part plays out in this market, a lot of back end work also goes, which is like optimizing the operations or creating unique designs, doing your own research. So we are doing that from the scratch. We are building as we go along. uh, so again, an MTM, because MTM is something that requires us to fully disrupt the supply chain, fully disrupt the way of working our stakeholders has been accustomed to. So it's a challenge to create such kind of a niche in the market for us. Uh, Having said so, a lot of organic, brand interactions have happened with a lot of celebrities for us. So like we have been able to uh, uh, get into MTV Hustle or MTV Roadies, Splitsvilla, such platforms. So I think that gives us quite a morale booster that our style and our concept speaks for itself. And being being validated by these celebrities also means for us that uh, what we are trying to project, what the styles we are trying to project, those are resonating with the kind of people that we want to cater to. So yeah, so I think so far we are on a journey to innovate and build a niche for ourselves.
Nice. So, could you share any upcoming projects or collection Duskin is working on, and what can your customers look forward to?
So we are very close to launching our autumn winter collection, and it is primarily focusing on blending the high street and athleisure category and bringing out a unique flavor of the skin through our prints and through our unique offerings such as MTM and also some of the specific design details that we focus on. So that is very soon to be launched. So we can't like delve more about it.
Yeah, right. So I think we have had two seasons launched till now. So we have launched summer 23 season, winter 23 season, and summer 24 season. So we have launched these two seasons. And recently we launched our M2M offering with with these seasons. So because MTM again took us a year to reinvent the supply chain, get all the stakeholders and basically get the operation streamlined. So now we are able to cater our customers within 5 to 7 days with their unique sizing, which hasn't been done. So I think our next collection, which Devansh also talked about, again it would be focusing on the winter season of India, getting again getting all the fresh designs in the market, like no other brand would have offered it in for this particular winter season. And yeah, this would come with the MTM offering. A person could come onto our platform, give us their size measurements, and we'll get the apparel made according to their size. So yeah, we are very close to launching it. I think in next week or so, we would be able to launch onto our platform.
Okay. So, with Duskin focusing on techwear functionality, how do you stay ahead in terms of innovation and integrating technology into your design?
Yeah. So in terms of uh, so again, if we talk about this market, the landscape, so a lot of brands are there. A lot of brands are doing. They are also offering unique propositions for their customers. A lot of brands are just trying to fill in the gap in terms of market size. So the market is quite huge, and it's ever growing. It has been growing since 2000 or early 90s, and it's projected to grow exponentially, I think, by 2030, the report says. So there are a lot of brands. I think for us, finding the right mix of design, I mean, the form and functionality that Devansh talked about, and also uh, being able to create a unique offering. So that gives us the competitive advantage over our competitors. Uh, because again, if we just want to be another D2C brand in the market, I think the business metrics would not look very attractive. Customer acquisitions are really high in this market. A lot of branding, marketing has to have happened uh, before you become a brand. Really need to put a lot of resources into the market to become a brand, to become someone's favorite. Uh, in today's world, being having a good product and being a very successful brand is two different things. So, so for us, we want to have both, having a good product, but then we also want to be a good brand, which requires a good marketing effort from our end, from our end, giving customers a good experience. all throughout our their customer journey. So we interact with our customers on a regular basis. Even though we are a D2C platform, we keep in touch even after 4 months, 6 months from their purchase, just to know what their expectations has been, what our apparel has been to them in their daily life. So I think yeah, uh, being always conversing with your customers and helps us a lot on the ground. And we are just trying to do things that have been in this market, but in a different manner. So I think we are kind of pushing the innovation wheel. I think yeah, that is something that helps us put in a that helps us to drive in this competitive market.
Nice. So, what do you do for marketing? Like, what strategies are working best for you as a startup?
Yeah, right. So from the marketing perspective, I think uh, it would, like I mentioned, the organic collaborations that happened over time. So when we started, we reached out to some designers, and we got traction with them. So our designs straight away got accepted in some of the best platforms that one could ever dream of. Because these platforms essentially are being followed by our customers, our consumers. So, for example, MTV is such one such platform where most of their audiences, most of their audiences are somewhat closer to our audience. To being able to get the validity of our designs through these platforms have helped us. Uh, Devansh would also tell you how we approach these collaborations in nature. I would just like to add one more point that uh, so you for a brand in today's world, they have to have the normal way of marketing. So Meta, you can't ignore. Instagram, Facebook, you can't ignore these platforms. But with additional to these platforms, you also need to do something innovative in terms of marketing as well. Uh, do something that gives us an edge over marketing over your competitors.
Thank you, Devansh and Shubham, for sharing your insight with us today. To our viewers, this podcast offers valuable lesson on building a brand that merges innovation, creativity, and personal vision. Don't miss this chance to learn how Duskin's journey can inspire your own path in the world of fashion and entrepreneurship.
And thank you, Team Shopdibz, for such a wonderful opportunity. And also, thank you for the collaboration of having us list on your wonderful platform. So, yeah, it was a really great conversation. And thank you.
Yeah, I think thank you, Vakha and your organization. I think this has been a wonderful experience chatting with you, and also the 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 company, your company has also helped us, reach out to our customers. So I think everyone listening to this podcast should go to the platform, check out design, not only Duskin, but also the other brands that you have onto your platform. So I think it's a wonderful platform to for any consumer to check out new designs and buy their apparel. I think, yeah, thank you so much for having us on this podcast.